right. That's good. That's good. So, with today's hour, what do you think? What's on your mind? What's been giving you trouble? What's been not giving you trouble? Like, how are things?
Well, for like the past 2 hours up until this session started, I've been playing unranked because I wanted to try playing a lot more defensively and disengaging, kind of like how we discussed on Monday, but not necessarily like camping top platform levels of disengage, like more so just if the situation feels like I'm gonna get hit if I like try to press forward, I just back off and just reset things to neutral. And
Yeah,
it's worked surprisingly well in most of the games. So that's or actually pretty much almost all of them felt like
it
very
helped you.
manageable. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, like, and the other thing I'd kind of add to that is, so you've fought Kevin before, like the PPMD. Has he ever played as Marth against you?
Oh Jesus. Maybe years and years ago.
Okay, don't worry. I'm not going to ask you to recall anything too specific, but have you ever seen like a Marth player, like whether Kevin or someone else, do like a dash dance, like they drop the combo, but they do like a bit of like a little dash dance outside of the opponent's zone, or right in front of them, before going for the follow up to kind of like check.
Oh.
Yeah,
I played a Roy earlier that like was cracked and was doing that a lot. So yeah.
yeah, so what I would say is that is just that is a version that the more scrappy characters and that you can still do as Ganondorf. Like absolutely, it's a little trickier because like his grab is smaller and his moves are like longer, so there's a bit more of an incentive to back off. But like that's just a version of that they do when they realize that something hasn't gone their way perfectly, to reset and be patient in those situations, but like while still maintaining offensive footing. That's usually what the
Right.
purpose of that is. So with Ganon, I don't know how that would look. Like I think that I've seen none do that with Dash Dance. I think I've seen Kage generally favor more of like a backup and space aerials kind of thing. It depends on like the flavor of your Ganon, obviously, because you've got powerful tools in a lot of different ways. But like, yeah, for Roy, he's usually when his one of his versions of that like back up and like be patient is just dash dancing and waiting an extra beat to suss out the situation if you think you can still play close.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So with that in mind, when you're kind of resetting the situation, how does it usually look? Is it more of like a pull back kind of thing, or is it more of like a stand their face but like be patient kind of thing, or is it something like a little bit of A, a little bit of B? Like how does it look?
Initially it was just kind of like full retreat, like way outside of their range, but then I started realizing, wait, if I just like back up just enough to where they can't immediately do something, like just outside of their, threatening range, then it's like, oh yeah, now we're talking. Now this is like we're playing neutral now. I'm not just running into them getting hit for no good reason. If I get hit, it better be for a good reason, you know?
Mm-hmm. Let me ask you: are any of your opponents ever shielding when these situations come out?
Um, Not usually, no.
Okay, never mind then. Because I was gonna say this sounds like a lot. The reason I asked is because this sounds a lot like kind of the. I was having a conversation with Radar about the different types of shield pressure, and I kind of was making the case. There's two of them. There's kind of like the ones that we're more familiar with, like the frame trappy ones, which is like, and how that looks is, Sheik does like fair on someone's shield and then forward tilts, to catch them from moving out. And the idea is that like her fair forward tilt is spaced in such a way that it's just beating out shield grab at most timings. It's stuffing them if they try to move immediately. So it's just like it's a trap basically. It's a 1-2 punch. The space animals, aerial shines would also count as this. Ganon's fair into jab would also count as this. Um, and what I was kind of making the case was that like there's another version of it that's more powerful that's generally used by like the middle tier characters and lower, but also used by some of the top tiers like Jigglypuff, which is just really spacing aerials in like a way that allows you to be outside of the opponent's immediate threat range. Because once you're outside of the immediate threat range when you hit their shield, they have to commit to a wave dash in order to like get you, right? So
Right.
or they have to read your action with like if they have the priority to contest it, like Marth does that sometimes, but generally speaking, they have to like commit at least to 13 frames, usually more, for like a wave dash plus action in order to like get you. So or they have to like they have to jump out of shield and then be willing to fall to have a note in order to reach you. And like those are the like they're really restricted in their movement basically. So then
Yeah.
you're able to just continue to set up aerials or cover options or cover spacing. And I was curious if that was coming up there, but sounds like it people are generally are savvy enough to not shield on Wake Up versus Ganondorf.
I mean, there are some, like, I've been also more conscientious of when someone is shielding, that if I'm going to hit them with an attack, I need to make sure it's like not shield grabbable, because Ganon has just such a good range on all of his moves that, technically speaking, if as long as he always spaces his moves right, he should never get shield grabbed. So that's like another thing I'd like try to keep in mind, because I've had before a very bad habit of just like doing this like, it's not really an overshoot aerial, it's just kind of this aerial that like I'm hoping will poke or something, and it's like, oh, I'm like in the center of this character, and like they have such an immense amount of frame advantage, even though I hit him with a down air next to them, but I had no drift, so it's like, of course I'm gonna get shield grabbed. So stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Because, like, really so what I always call this spacing, like the one that you're describing, like the one that the opposite of what we would be describing there would be like what I always call it is the hungry box spacing. Because it's like, you're basically just doing your aerials in such a way that you're not shield grabbable. The opponent can't hit you with their immediate out of shield options, so because of that, they have to just like commit to like a wave dash or like jump full hop and then fall, or short hop and fall. And by the time that they're able to like get to that second phase of their motion where they're actually actionable in a relevant way, you're already like back in the air getting another thing up, or dashing out of the way, or like wave dashing, or whatever your character does. And it's just, yeah, like, because you can do that kind of spacing with almost any of your aerials as long as they have the range and as long as you have the range and drift for it. Because it doesn't really matter with this kind of style that if you're -5, -7, -6, like, none of that matters because you're never in range of the immediate hits anyway. Yeah, like, it's how the Hungry Box back air works. It's the tournament like, it's that spacing on his character is like what's kept him dominant even when other people have like caught up in terms of like strategy level and technical prowess. Like, his ability to just work that position so effectively is really what makes him a stellar player. And I think that for characters like Ness, Peach, Ganondorf, like, Peach can kind of do the frame trappy stuff, but I maintain what made Armada so good is that he didn't actually go for it all the time. He would actually just like was very comfortable just hitting people's shields and backing off. So I think like hitting people's shields and then like maintaining a threatening position but not like going all in on it. So if that's something that you've been like more cognizant of, that can only be a good thing, I think, because that's one of your character's biggest strengths.
Yeah, it definitely helps defensively to not go all in, because if I get hit trying to back away, I'm already DIing away, so like they're not really able to combo me. Like they maybe get like a hit or two depending, but like I've been noticing I get out of combos a lot easier when I try to like back off earlier than what I had been doing.
Yeah. So that actually relates to something else I've been going over with like Rich, who's who's a European fox. Just like the constraints of physical inputs. Like, I know that we like to think of like our opponent as this. Okay, so I actually have a question. When you're fighting your opponent, what do you view, like, do you ever think about what their hands are doing?
No, not usually.
That's okay. That's okay. Almost nobody does. But let me show you a clip, because I think that this will give you this I think might give you an idea on why I like to think about people's hands when they're playing. It's a small one, but if you follow me on Twitter, you might have seen this one. But so let me share my.
Yeah, I might have. I think I remember reading this, but
yeah.
Go ahead.
So like this moment here, like when they're both like on the side platform, and it's just Yeah, so they wind up fighting here, and Cody, like, is not able to shield, like, once Cody enters his, tilts his shield down, he's not able to, like, shield drop anymore. So Moki actually has a lot of power by just going up and hitting him if he wants to, because the main reason we don't attack in this position, the reason we wouldn't, like, normally go for, like, a jump shine or something, or, like, full hop drill, is because we're worried about, like, if, like, normally the Fox just counter hits you afterwards, which is part of why the threat of just, like, holding shield here is so good for Cody. Like, he's got the up smash, which potentially kills Moki eventually, but on top of that, he's got the, like, normally the fear is if I go up and try to hit him with my aerial, I can lose to up smash, but I can also just lose to him holding shield. But the cool thing about this is that holding shield no longer actually beats aerial here because of what he's done with his stick input. Because do you see how that works? Because you can't shield drop while you're already.
Exactly.
So can you shield drop if you're already holding down?
Oh, he's holding straight down?
Doesn't matter, because he has to, like, again, he's holding, like, look at where he's angling his shield in order to, like, guard the up smash. It's down and forward.
Yes.
So he can't shield drop because he's already holding down. He'd have to put the stick back into neutral,
then do it.
Or, like, put it into, like, forward or back and then do it.
Right.
So because of this, Moki could have attacked him, like, significantly sooner, and it would have been really, really strong because he's deleted shield drop, like Cody's deleted shield drop from his option pool.
So, like, what should have Moki done in this situation then?
Full hop drill.
Oh, okay. Because his top of his head's exposed.
Yeah, so you go up, you hit his shield here. Like, he can't shield drop because he's still holding it down. Then you, like, probably poke him and then kill him with, like, drill into, like, shield drop back air or something.
Yeah, that's pretty smart. Damn.
Yeah. And so the reason I'm pointing this out, this is basically just an advanced version of the thing that you're already identifying, which with, like, this is just an expansion on the thing that you're already identifying, which is that when you're holding away, you don't get comboed as hard. Like, if you're getting hit because you're keeping more, like, of a spatial-based pressure, and you're getting hit with neutral DI or DI away, you're not really getting killed for those hits nearly as much because you're not holding into the opponent. This is also a thing that Sheiks do when they try to anti-air with forward tilt on advancing foxes or falcons, or falcos for that matter. Because when they're advancing into her space with, like, a shuffle, they're holding forward or down usually, right? Like, somewhere in between forward and down. That doesn't interact with forward tilt in a way that's, like, particularly productive. They just get popped up and killed. Same idea there. So what I would suggest, a cool way to think about how you're interacting with the opponent's decisions would be to think about not just, like, how am I getting hit for my decisions, but also, like, how does the decisions that I'm making influence how I get hit and how good my defense is, but also think about how the opponent's decisions are influencing that too. Because the opponent is holding stick inputs while they're playing.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So do you see kind of what I'm getting at here?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So do you think that's something you'd be interested in trying to apply, or, like, where do you want to go with today?
I mean, I'm down to, like, play and because, I mean, that was what I was doing earlier. I was trying to apply to actually doing this stuff, so I'm down to just play.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. I'll get you you have my broadcast code, right? Or did we not? I think that it's probably up here.
It's pinned.
Oh, it's pinned. Let's go. Foresight. Then yeah, let's take a look-see and we'll go from there. I am also, like, I've started playing ranked again, and I am gold 1. Let's go.
I'm gold 3.
Pog. Maybe we'll bump into each other.
Maybe. Who knows?
Who is to say?
Right. I believe I'm broadcasting.
Excellent. I was just checking that, and I don't. Okay, there we go. Watch. Perfect.
Right. I have not launched it yet.
And you're saying that, like, playing has been, like, the backing up has been good. It's felt, like, natural. It doesn't feel, like, super weird.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's just a different way of thinking about the game, and I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
It's not all full forward, is it?
No, definitely not.
Well, welcome to high level then. Like, because that's really what this is. Like, this is like the most important lesson I think that like most players can learn. It's not always your turn, and sometimes situations just aren't worth playing. This guy is very jittery. He likes to wait for your turn. So I would go, like, what do you think you should do if he's waiting for your turn?
Make it seem like I'm gonna go in.
Yeah, you could also frame trap him, like auto-cancel bear into jab or something. Like, that tomahawk was a really good call. I would also say, yeah, like, just the traditional frame traps tend to be good against people that wait for you to go second. These things happen. It's
yeah.
okay. Must have caught him on a wave dash back or something.
Yep.
He goes above you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw what you were like. I saw the idea there. That was a good idea. It's just, yeah, we just have to spook sooner. Silly fox player.
Oh, jeez. Oh, he left. That's fair, I guess.
Eh, whatever. Do you find you ever like think about like why they left?
Sometimes, yeah, but like I don't know.
Can't never really know.
It never
right?
feels. It's never consistent. Like we could have like really good games, and then they just decide to leave.
Holy back air. That was like perfect. Yeah, I just don't. Yeah, exactly. So I just try not to think about it in general because I just don't see like what the point of it is.
Yeah. Oh, you got me.
He thinks he's probably like the best Falco that's like ever played. No, I'm kidding. Falcos, I feel like, are either like really depressed or like they think that they're like the God's gift to the game.
Lol. I
guess those aren't like mutually exclusive. Oh, did you know him? Did you like auto cancel land on that? Like aerial interrupt? That's sick. I don't care if it was unintentional. It was still cool. I find the like the best spot in the game versus Falco and Fox when they're on the side platform is to be just under the front of the side platform. Because the reason it's good is because if they want to approach you, they have to like just run off an aerial or like shield drop an aerial, but like you can just like outspace them with a lot of different stuff. And if they want to like, yeah, exactly, like they have to like jump and then come down before they can like actually hit you. Yeah, see how he has to like jump and then come down to hit you? Like if you're just willing to dash dance, or like he has to run off platform basically. So you want to be like slightly below and like slightly in front of the side platform when he's on the side platform. Like where the tree is on the right side. Like the little tree.
Oh, that'll barely kill me.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll be fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know what he was going for, but he messed up.
Yeah, it's all good.
Fountain's tricky because of how like it feels like it's kind of harder to like move around because like I have to keep in track the platform sometimes. So that's why I kind of tend to full hop a lot more on this stage or double jump.
Makes sense. So what I would say is if he's on the side platform, or playing with the side platform, it's the same space that's good for you, which is just like slightly in front of like where the side platform.
Ooh, all right.
Cause like the reason for that is you want to just be like underneath where underneath the peak of his approaching short hop aerial off the platform. And the reason that's good is because he has to then go up and down to get there, or he has to dash forward. Like, he has to move and then, like, put you into his falling aerial zone. So you can, like, play around either by just moving around.
True, yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's still, like, not it's still an okay neutral position for him, but, like, he has to make a decision before hitting you, which is, like, the thing that space animals, like, hate most of all. That was sick.
Right.
Whenever Spaceys have to make a decision, they're just like, no, unfair.
Oh, he got me there.
It's okay.
LOL. That's really funny to me. Just run underneath him.
Why? It makes sense. It's like, that's kind of aligned with, like, being under him on the platform. Like, as long as you move to the side, being under him when he's on the platform is not bad. You just want to be, like, under him and to the side of him.
Right, yeah. Ow.
Alright.
Well. Yeah, I just disengage, like I roll, get out of there.
I like that too. I would just go for more fairs. Like if you're playing a vertical spacing above him, I just would go for fair instead of stomp. Like generally, and try to stay diagonal. Because I feel like stomp gets us into trouble because we play too hard into his like power position.
Right.
It's not like it's not as fun, but like as stomping him, and like if he gets under us, then we can go for it. But I think that stomp is more of like something we do like. It's more something we do on like a read or an anticipation, but like for general like footsie work, yeah, like we just stick to our good moves, our best moves.
Oh, it's fine.
Like it's so much harder to. It looks so much more like miserable for him to try to hit you now.
Right. Yeah.
I wish that his like side beat, his and Falcon's side beat like worked better for like dealing with projectiles. Like I wish the dodge frames actually like dodge things more reliably. Oh, that was a sick double jump fair. Let's go.
Fine.
This guy like is so mad. Could we have grabbed him? Like if we just
I don't actually think so.
Okay.
Oh, whatever. Oh, really? Well, that was a perfect example of like, I tried to roll away, but I got shined, but the shine ended up, I DI'd the shine really well.
Yeah. No, it's like, it's huge. Like, good defense is like, because the thing about DI is that, like, it requires us to change our stick motion if we're not, like, prepared for it. Oh, you had him.
Yeah. Oh, a little greedy there. Oh, fuck me.
Wanted to double jump?
Yeah, I did it too early again. I keep doing that. He said GG's. Alright. Next person.
Those are pretty good games.
Yeah.
What I would say is, when you're in advantage, I think you can afford to apply a little more pressure than you're currently doing.
Right.
Just like I would dial it up like maybe like 10%. When you're winning.
Right.
That looked great. That looked like a really good adjustment in terms of like power, in terms of like offense.
Right.
Because like it's not like anemic. Like it's not like we're not like backing off when we don't have to, but you also didn't overextend. So it's just like that perfect balance of like we're still covering options and maintaining footing. Because again, like Ganon wants to have his opponent within arm's length, but not like, but arm's length doesn't mean like, you know, arm's length and a half. Like,
right.
Yeah. I feel like just back air, like auto cancel fast fall back air into auto cancel fast fall back air would probably be like super annoying for like most of the players. If you hit the stomp on that side platform at like 70, would he have been like popped up for combo?
Yeah.
If that's the case, when you're stomping people and they're gonna land, when people are gonna land on the platform, I'm gonna say let's try to like hit them with like cover with stomp or things that are not nair. Like let's try to like just let them land on the platform and then we'll hit them like with like the stomp, because the stomp is a kill. If we get it. So like let's try to use that a little more. Don't have to get rid of nair completely, but let's just try to use stomp when they're landing on platforms.
Okay.
Like if it's super obvious you can get the nair, then fine. But like if it's not, we're gonna try stomping with platforms. But still, that did like so much damage, like, and gave you such a strong advantage state. Like if we'd gone for like other follow-ups, like nair and stuff, like we don't get that much.
Right. Yeah.
And I bet that you stomping someone 3 times also just with like electricity just also genuinely feels probably pretty good. I gotta imagine.
Yeah, I gotta do the Bizarro thing. Stomp like 5 fucking times.
I'm not gonna make you do it 5 times, but like, if you want to, like, more power to you. Ganondorf's back air hitbox is insane. Like, it goes all the way up to like his shoulder. So like, you don't have to like try to hit with his arm. It's totally fine if you hit him kind of with your head. Again, like one of the perks of your character is that if you reverse hit accidentally and send him across the other stage, they're usually like, it's usually pretty forgivable, just because of how much knockback you have. So yeah, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's one of your character's like best features, I would say. Like, God, when Peach sends people off the wrong way, like, she's just like, oh God, I hate my life.
Right, yeah.
When Fox sends people off the wrong way, he's kind of like, Ganon's kind of like Fox in that regard, where it's like, oh, I up-smashed them the wrong way. Oh well. I guess they die 5% later instead of, like, now.
Right.
Oh, that was dirty. Oh my God. Could we have hugged him?
Maybe. Hard to say.
I'm like, yo, if we just, like, ledge hop, like, hug?
Okay. Let's jump over me.
Alright, this is gonna sound silly, but what if we tech chased with Wizard Foot a little more? When they're, like,
Okay.
like, if they land near us. And they roll to, and we think they'll roll to the corner. Because the thing with the down smash is, like, they roll to the corner a lot to just not deal with it. Like, they DI, like, towards the corner and roll there. So, like, if we think they're gonna do that, what if we just, like, Wizard Foot a little bit?
That is definitely fair.
Well, again, if you don't believe in the idea, then, like, that's okay. And again, I'm just trying to look for what I'm trying to do is I'm looking for ways that we can add offense so that, like, so you get more bang for your buck out of the good retreating the good, like, kind of like hot and cold that you're doing. I'm trying to look for, like, ways to add more offensive power so you get more bang for your buck when you do get something.
Oh, see, that was hard.
Okay. So maybe on top platform we have to, like, either change how we're doing it. Yeah. Could we make that easier by, like, going onto the side platform and then full hopping up there?
Yeah. You could. It takes longer, though, to do that.
So there's, yeah, of course. So there's gonna be, like, a learning curve. I didn't realize that his full hop was so small. For some reason I always thought it was, like, bigger. Oh my God!
Well, when you don't DI down air... Actually, if you DI'd it off stage, it would have been worse.
I think that, yeah, I feel like he was just, like, neutral DI or DIing up. Like, I think he was DIing up or down. So, like, functionally not doing anything with it. But, like...
Right, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh, he wiggled out. Huh.
Oh, so if you want to prevent that from happening, wait till he's falling from the stomp before you dash attack him.
Huh.
Because it'll get rid of the knockback stacking. So basically that happened because the knockback of the down air was still being applied to him. So so that meant that, like, he got lifted up more by the dash attack instead of just getting hit down.
Word.
So if you just wait a little bit, all it means is just wait for him to be falling before you do that.
I'm playing someone else.
No worries. This guy was not very tough. Falcon.
He is AFK.
Why do people AFK when they queue?
Beats me.
I think
It will pop fast.
I think that this is the best I've seen you play. I like that compromise, because, yeah, like, getting the stomp on top platform really hard. So I think if you're not already on top platform, like, it's a completely reasonable position to just say that, like, we'll just take the powerful aerial.
Right, yeah.
And if we can learn how to get the stomps on top platform, like, that's a thing that we can learn later, but, like... I think that this is the character where that, like, diagonal thing and not, like, playing into their up air is, like, going to be most important. Because he just, like, actually kills you if, like, you don't. Because of his gimps.
Right.
Because, like, yeah, Pikachu doesn't give a rat's ass about, like, percent. That's one of his like, big strengths. Like, if you can edgeguard you, then, yeah, he doesn't care about damage. Or weight, or anything, really.
Yeah, sounds good.
What do you think of this matchup anyway?
It can be really annoying, but like the more I play it, the more I'm like, it's not that. It can be pretty fun to like try to like edgeguard Pikachu and like understanding what stuff that he actually can do off of throws, because he does have guaranteed combos, and I'm like kind of surprised by that at first, but it's like, oh wait, yeah, like that Nair, I'm pretty sure that's like true.
Oh, that's true forever. Like that's true to like 120 or something.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah, Pikachu's a very good character. Like everyone says that, oh, he sucks. Like no, Pikachu is like Pikachu I would say is like he's the border of like high tier and mid tier. Like he's just like he's flawed, but like he's not as powerful as Ices and Yoshi and Peach, I think. But like he's like more flawed than them, but like at the same time, my God, is he strong? Like is his strengths like insane? And they're really good for the meta. He's in a similar like spot as Samus, I think. That she's in a similar boat.
Right. Yeah.
It's like they've got very powerful strengths, but like yeah, they're just. And they're clearly not as good, I think, as Yoshi's, Ices, and Peach, but like they're also like they're also better than like the mid tiers, like the characters we'd consider mid tier, like Doc, Ganon, Donkey Kong, etc. Like Luigi would be in there, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Pika!
I'm alive. It's Dreamland.
Oh, you'd be alive anywhere. Except for, like, maybe Yoshi's in Stadium. You also DI'd it well, too, which I was gonna say, like, lots of people don't know how to DI that. This guy's good, whoever he is.
Yeah. Whoa.
He messed up. I feel like forward tilt is low-key kind of useful versus him.
Yeah, it can be. Oh, that was good. Smart.
So if we were dealing with Pikachu, so one thing that's kind of cool versus Pika, I don't know if you want to try new things, but whatever. It's when he nairs through you, turning around and shielding.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, you can just shield grab him on the other side. On that note, just CCing in like general is good versus these characters, like holding down. This poor Mario. This Mario. Screw Mario. Does Ganon win this one, or?
I think he does, but it can be very annoying.
I feel like being annoying is Mario's like main superpower.
Yeah.
Like, if I think about characters that are just so like irritating, I feel like everyone has a Mario story.
Yeah. Oh, it's fine.
So are you just trying to grab in place, or are you trying to jump cancel grab and you're just missing?
I think I'm jump cancel grabbing and missing.
Okay. So that just means you're going slightly too fast. Oh my God, he went for that? Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think this is definitely like overall the best I've seen you play, like just in general. Because the fact that you're like playing more for position is giving you so much like offensive power against these characters, and it's also like allowing you to like hold that advantage more effectively, and then you're like also doing a better job of maintaining it when you mess something up, because you're backing off a little bit, but you've got like the balance like much more down. So yeah, no, this is good. No notes. Keep it up. Let me know when you want like when you want to work on something else, or like, but yeah, right now like everything looks great.
LOL.
Were you trying to like crouch cancel wizard foot or something?
Yes, I was. But I got jabbed right when I was about to start it.
Overshoot wizard foot. Okay, that also works. Completely dominated. Is this the same Pikachu?
This is the same Pikachu, yeah.
Okay, hopefully it goes back to Pika.
Mario, no.
Oh my god, you got him. That's so sick. I guess it makes sense, because, yeah, like, you did your fairs so that, like, okay, Oh my god, you're obliterating him. So, on that first fair, you did it so that if he caped, it misses him, so then you just up air him after, right? And then if he doesn't cape, he falls into you, because the cape has the hover effect.
Yep.
Oh my god, that's so smart. Yo, that's so sick.
Mario's love to double jump every fucking time after a down air.
Well, you know what?
Stop doing it, buddy! Please.
Let's fight someone else. Let's fight someone else. This is too free.
Yeah, this is too free.
Don't GG's them.
Nope. Just...
No, because like they were playing their main, and then they went through like whack Mario, and then like no, we don't GG's on those people. They could have had good melee, and they chose to play Mario. Like
right.
I would consider up being there, like a little more. Like when they get out of the combo, and they're gonna like land on platform, I would consider up being to like mix them up.
Right.
Oh, I love that. Love that.
Oh, I messed up.
It's all good. Focusing more on spacing, like when you're like that jump you did there is like the Roy thing.
Oh yeah.
Like that is the Roy. That's the Roy. Like I know that I've like missed the like true combo, so I'm just gonna like space outside and set up a threat. Like for Roy, it's his reaction, like dash dance reaction, grab point. For Ganondorf, it makes sense that you'd like lean more into aerial. For Jigglypuff, it's her back air or up air or pound, like threat, one of the three. For Sheik, it's her fair. It's like it's either jump in or like some sort of like ground game reaction point. Like Marth, it's always grab or aerial reaction point. Like, but you see like the benefit of it. It's just like we've dropped the combo, but we're not like all inning to something that's not going to work. So then we just maintain offense.
Yep, I think that's the right idea. Okay, he just quit.
Let's hit pause here for a second.
All right.
So this is like insane. Like you're playing, in my opinion, incredibly well. How are you? Like what do you find in addition to the things we've gone over? Like what's working for you? What's not working for you? Like how do you feel about your play right now?
I think what's definitely going well is obviously the strat of just trying to play like right outside, just being a bit more patient about waiting for like. I think I'm a little bit more cognizant of spots where I can try to hit them, and if it doesn't work out, then if I am gonna get hit, it's not gonna be for a lot. Whereas like I can't tell you how many times I would try to like attack someone that's shielding on a side platform and I just get shield drop aerialed immediately.
And you're holding full, and you're holding full in because you're like leaning all the way over to hit them, and then it's like Sheik up airs, and then you're like, oh god, like fuck my life. I'm just like everything's everything's miserable now. Yeah. Yeah.
I think as far as what I could still do better on is just like more creative like punish strings, because I think the punish is like what I'm doing is good. Like don't get me wrong, I just feel like there's more mix-ups that I could involve in the punishes, because I've watched like good Ganons before, and they do some like crazy punish combo extensions with like single hit and air, but like they know the opponent's gonna like DI in and stuff like that, and it's just like that's something I still want to like get more towards, you know.
So I would say with things like that, there's kind of two ways to go about looking at those things. The first of them is conditioning. So like it's all a function of risk reward at the end of the day, but there's certain ways that we can manipulate the risk reward in our favor. So one way I would say to start is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how reliably do you think you can pick out when the opponent is going to hold in or not?
I'd say about 50% of the time, like half the time. It depends on the skill level of the opponent, of course.
Sure, but like, let's say that you just pop somebody up with a stomp. How confident are you that they're holding in on the next hit? Like based on the game state, like let's say you have like a fox. Let's say you're fighting a fox, you know they're pretty good. You just pop them up with a stomp at like 40%. So they're at like 62 after the stomp has popped them up. How good do you think you would be at knowing that they're going to hold in or not?
Not that great, actually.
Okay.
So maybe that's something I could work on too.
Yeah, so I would say that's like the fact that you're not, like, to me, a fox holds in on that like 99% of the time. Because like on the next hit 99% of the time, because they've just been popped up with like a Ganon aerial. So to them, right. if I'm in that fox's shoes, I'm thinking fair or back air. One of the two is probably coming next.
Right.
So that I would say is like a really good opportunity. Like if you can get a sense for when they do that, then that is a good opportunity for you to go for an extension. The other way that you can approach it is just assume that they are going to hold in until they show you that they don't.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think something else that I just thought of is that typically, like, I do the Nair like as like a combo extension because like the average person typically does, DI in on that because they think they're going to get forward aired or bared or whatever. It's interesting when I play against like better players where they will DI away the Nair because they know that that's coming, and it's like, okay, now I gotta do the next, like, because I typically just do the Nair because I want to be able to actually hit the combo, because like one, it feels good when you actually do it, but also two, it's like, oh, it's validating. I've hit this thing that is really good punish game. It probably takes a stock, dopamine rush, like feels good, but like against better players, you can't just always go for the dopamine rush. Like you do have to pay more attention to what they are probably thinking in their head. That's like, I think that's like the next step up, or one of the next steps up, in my opinion.
I'd agree. And one way that I would find that you can simplify that, if you like things that help simplify that, is knowing when you can like combo fairs together, or back airs together, or up airs together, or up air into like fair into any of those, if the opponent holds in, because the advantage to that is that the problem with moves like Nair, like moves that are only good if you get the the DI read for the combo extension, is that if the opponent DIs away, like it doesn't do anything, like you've basically taken like a worse move if in one of the outcomes. But
right.
If you can figure out when things like fair, like stomp fair, or like fair into fair, like what positions or general things need to be going on for fair to connect with itself, that's way better, because if they DI away from fair, that's still good.
Yeah.
So like that's why Jigglypuff's back air is one of the best combo moves in the game. It's just because like if you hold away from it, you're still in trouble. Like
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I think that like let's make a note here in the chat. So I would say that like DI reading, when do we have to do it? Like when do we need it for the extension? And then for that I would say e.g. fair into fair doesn't need it. No, doesn't need it so no as much, because holding away on fair is still holding away on fair is still usually good for us. Good for us. But Nair 1 into fair does need it because because proper defense equals bad situation for Ganon after, or less good situation.
Yeah. Something else I also want to do a lot, like you saw me do it against the Mario, and I think I want to try to do this more against like Spaceys as well, where I purposely delay hitting them from like a stomp or some like heavy hit stun move, and try to see if I can bait a double jump out, because people have the high tendency to want to like get out of a combo and like, oh, I got a double jump, and it's like, but if you specifically like up air or hit with like aim a forward air like to time it right as their double jump comes out, then like they just screw themselves there. And I like, I know a player is like stupid good, especially like a Fox is like really, really good when they know exactly when I'm probably gonna double jump and they just hit me for it instantly, and I'm just like, well, I'm probably dead now.
There is a setup. There's a setup that I do with Ness sometimes that's actually very similar to that. So you know how his like up air covers like a big arc with his head?
Yeah.
So when I stomp people, I usually jump a little bit. I sometimes jump slightly above them. I jump slightly above them with my like with my full hop or my like initial jump, and then I do the double jump cancels slightly up, like basically so that my body is overlapping them. So if they double jump out of it, then the head arc kind of catches them no matter what direction they go. And it just captures the initial frame. So like unless they're a space animal or something, like they don't really have anything that hits in that window. So like Marth, it's really good on Marth and Sheik and Ganon and like Falcon and stuff. Because once I take their jump, like I can just kind of like go till death. Yeah, so I think that there's a lot of ways to do it. Since Ganon Stomp has a little bit more hit lag and power to work, and more upfront power to work with, because of the damage, like it climbs. Like Ness's is better at like, a lot of stomps are better at like 0. Like Ness's stomp is more powerful at 0, but like Ganon's gets more powerful like quickly. So I think that something that you could take advantage of is going above people and then coming down. So like the way that would look is, you know how Foxes will, and like Falcos and stuff, like jump above people sometimes and then come like mid combo and then come down with like nair and back air and stuff. And then if the opponent jumps out, they get clipped. It's basically just doing that.
Right, I got you.
Yeah, like you do that with your fair, you do that with your bear. Like it's just waiting for them to like, it's just milking the hit stun really. Yeah, I think that would be a great direction. I think that would be a great direction to like take your punish game. I think that down throw stuff, like tech chases, I think that you could expand it more. Right now, it's like currently.
Yeah, you mentioned using down B more.
I mean, like that's just a thought, but like currently, it's like it's down smash and traditional aerial reads. But they both these both have like have a weakness of rolling of like DI away tech away, because you have to basically hard call that out.
Yeah.
And I know that the fair, one of the fairs you did was because we like talked about that as a call out for like the down throw down smash. So that's good. Like that's definitely a good solution. I'm just trying to think of ways we can enhance that. And kind of like bridge the middle percents a little bit better, because that's really good at low percents, because Wizard Foot being a ground move has a lot of lag. But yeah.
I just thought of something. Technically speaking, if you like, again, this is still a read, but you can like short hop fast fall like perfect waveland, grab Fox if he DIs away and tech rolls away for like a long time.
Cool.
I'm
okay.
pretty sure. Falco he's a little bit further away. I think you might have to like dash and jump like a little later or early. I'd have to lab it and stuff, but like I did remember labbing this like years ago, and I made like this video like how viable is reaction tech chasing with like short hop fast fall wavelands, and it's like, well, doing it on reaction, the best you can do is get like jab, but with reads you can like stomp, because like you can jump after like immediately you're actionable from the waveland, and then like that momentum from the waveland is faster than your dash, so you go further and you can like stomp from really, really far away. But like the better one's probably just grabbing again, because like I think that works pretty well. Like that's like something like down B and doing that could be like different, more ground solutions instead of just forward airing every time.
Yeah, no, I think that the main thing here is that we've both I think that we're on the same page. It's just like your approach is probably going to be different because you play the character and I don't. I'm
Mm-hmm.
just basically going off of like, things I've seen throughout the years and like information I've picked up independently. You have a hands-on experience with the character. So again, I would if you have a direction that you think will work, I would trust
Mm-hmm.
that one over mine. Um or if there's a way to blend them and you can see, like, if there's a way that you can see to blend them, cool. If not, like, again, you're the expert on this character, so I'm deferring to you. um
Gotcha.
I just think that, yeah, like, we there's a hole in the, like, DI away tech away, there's a hole in the tech roll away, like, outcome, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, with down smash we're good on 3 to 4. And there are, like, new things being that I see added that are really good at covering, like, the one missing outcome. I'm just wondering if there's a way that we can cover 3 to 4 in the other direction. um like, hit the tech stand and then hit the roll away, so we're just expanding the coverage, like, a little bit more effectively, so that we're not just, like, missing on the 1 and 4, like, so that we're not just accepting that, like, if we're going for the hard read on the roll away, we're always missing on the tech stand and miss tech too.
Right, yeah. I know if I down throw near the corner, there's like a specific like other Ganons have like labbed this where there's like a side B timing and setup where it does cover literally every option because it'll like it's specifically because the tech roll towards ledge obviously cuts off their rolling distance. So if they try to tech roll away from ledge, the side B will still get it.
Gotcha. Yeah, like, I think I've seen that too, so that's why I kind of, like, listed side B possibly, because I don't really understand it, but, like, it's just an idea. But I think either
Yeah.
way, in any case, like, oh, and the other one I would say is just, yeah, like, command grabbing people, like, up B hug, occasionally when when opponent is very likely to shield on a platform.
Yeah.
Bracket, especially coming out of a combo, recovery, or similar disadvantage state.
Yep.
Yeah, but, like, I mean it when I say this is, I think, the best I've ever seen you play. So I think that this direction is really good. Keep up the great work. Yeah, I think at this point, like, I don't really know, like, without having VODs or something like that to refer to, I don't really know what to tell you. Like, everything looks phenomenal. So good
Well,
stuff.
I mean, if we had more time, I would definitely go over the VODs of me playing on Monday because that was on stream of me playing against the Marth player, and I think there's a pretty significant difference in how I played that versus how I played today.
But you
Maybe
also,
we can do
like,
that next time. I don't know.
I don't think it's too worth going over those for strategic benefit, and I'll tell you why. The changes you're making to your gameplay from, like, from just holding back and being a little bit more controlled, when you're, like, being a little bit more controlled and more aware of how the opponent is, like how the opponent's outs, how we play out to avoid those, like, those are all, like, very radical changes to your game plan. um
Hmm.
your play style looks completely different from what I've seen previously. You're trying more ideas, you're finding a lot of success with a lot of them. I just feel like your gameplay now is just so much more complete compared to, compared to before, that I just don't really think that there's going to be too much to, like, analyze. If there's specific moments where you're really not sure, like, what you were supposed to do, that's one thing. But if we're just analyzing your playstyle from, like, before a big change in your playstyle, like, yeah, I just don't see that. I just
Right.
don't see that as being very productive.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that's a good point. I brought it up because it's like
It's
I
gnawing
was
at you.
well. It's just because it was a tournament match. I felt like I was playing bad. I was tilting and missed edge guards, and it's like that's like an example of me playing like at my worst kind of thing. It's like I just feel it's such an incredible night and day difference. Like how I played just now is like see the thing is I would really like it. I feel like the way that I'm playing where I'm trying to play just outside their range, what we just talked about with the defensive play, even if I'm playing that level of C game, what I want is I want that play style to still like work for me and not net me uh dying a lot, because like I feel like I almost like lobotomize myself a bit when I get kind of tilted and I forget the things that I'm practicing doing. So I feel like I hope I can ingrain this playstyle enough to the point where if I do find myself playing my C game, that I'm still at least doing the kind of more passive defensive play, and it works out really well. That's my hope.
So I think that you can. One starting point I would strongly recommend. Let's stop trying to let's try to make a conscious effort to not refer to it as our C game.
Okay.
Because, like, here's the thing. So if we refer to things as, like, our ABC game, there's no psychologically beneficial way for us to look at an end result and, like, view the tools or options that we used in a positive or useful way. Because if we're assigning certain plays to our B or C game because they're, like, easier to hit, that means that, like, for all, like, again, this is a physical game. Our hands are in going through all these different positions. A lot of techniques are really difficult and require, like, if not complex inputs, very strict timing.
Yeah.
And reactions to what's happening on the screen. So if we're assigning something like a play that's easier because we needed an easier play in the moment, and we go like, oh, I won the game, I guess my B game was good enough.
Mm-hmm.
All we're basically saying is my bad game or like my not best game was sufficient. But if we lose, which doesn't really do us anything, because it strips away all of the context of the good decisions we made. So like, and for all we know, that B game decision might have been appropriate based on the external physical factors, like where our hands were, how we were positioned, what was happening, how much pressure we were under, etc., etc., etc. Like, it doesn't really give us any mental flexibility with how we assess that decision. All it tells us is that decision was sucky, but it worked anyway. And if we lose, it's even worse. Because if we lose, then we just go like, oh, I suck, but I was playing my suck game. Like, I hate the B game, C game concept because I think it does nothing good for us. Do you see what I'm cutting? Like, I'm not saying it's like not. I think that like we can classify moves and options in a like more, like we have the entire English language at our disposal. I'm sure we can come up with a better classification system than A, B, and C. Like, like maybe this was an option of convenience, an option of comfort, an option that we could do because of our hand position. Like, it wasn't strenuous. Like, it was cold in the venue, so we couldn't do, like, the full thing. Like, I think that all of that makes much more sense as, like, a way to look at these moves and their pros and cons, because it's more honest. Like...
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
that
that's
really
like...
helps.
Okay, good, because, like, my god, do I hate that concept.
Okay, good. I'm glad you, like, shut it, because I kind of had a feeling that like it was not bull crap, but it's like I feel it, and it's like, oh, I'm playing bad, surely this is defined as like the B and C game, but it's like you're just like, no, that's dumb. And I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks.
I honestly, okay, I love Drugged Fox dearly. He is like one of my favorite players of all time, and a colleague, and was like a colleague for many years. I really do not like how much like he and a few others have popularized the B and C game concept, because I think it's useless. I think it's so harmful. But that is my professional opinion, and I don't think he's a bad person or anything. I just don't think that concept's helpful.
Right, I got you. I appreciate you talking about it, because that was one little thing I like wanted to at least vocalize, and you got good feedback. So hey. I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm gonna let you go. I do have somebody at 7, but this was lovely, and I think I'm actually gonna turn this bit into a short, because I think it's important. The people have to know. Do it, hell yeah.
All right, later, Redman.
Have a good one, KK.